Turkey for me, a podcast for you. Let's do it right now. Bam! Oh my God! Gobble gobble, Swoosh Lifers. We are back with another episode of the Swoosh Life Podcast. Episode, who knows what? We've lost track. We're off the rails, but we are back with our Black Friday Thanksgiving episode. So here we are, boys. How are we doing?
Doing great, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good out there. It's been a little while. Starting to get a little cold in this neck of the woods in the Northeast, but might be able to sneak in one or two more rounds with a 60-degree day coming the day before Thanksgiving, the day this is going to drop. So who knows? Might be
Oh,
able to sneak out,
what a
which would
day
be
that is, I'll
amazing.
tell you. What a
Yeah.
day that is.
And then we're going to put the clubs away for a little bit because I need a little help with the putting, and that's going to be one of my go-tos for off-season training that we'll probably get into for a little bit. But Matt, how you doing out in Chicago? Is it cold out there yet? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean it's coming. I got one last one. I keep saying I got one last one, and I got one last one, but that's like 4 rounds ago. And yeah, keep messing around, and I'm like, I don't know how to treat these like late season rounds. It's like, oh, am I just goofing off? Am I keeping score? Am I not keeping score? So, man, but it's super excited to be back with you guys. We always do, we'll do a November. We got a December one. I know we got to cover some topics and stuff like that. Gumby, how's the weather treating you? You're on baby number 2. Are you surviving?
Yeah, baby two's good. She's great. Little Scotty. And no, we're doing good. I went to we don't, we don't have outdoor golf up here right now. We got indoor golf. So went to a new place by the house called Greenies. It's a indoor golf simulator setup and bar with their pour your own beer taps and pretty decent food as well. So that was fun for a buddy's birthday the other day. They record your swing and give you path info and everything like that.
Oh,
We got a lot to work on. We'll get into it later in the show. But cool thing, they have memberships. They're a little pricey, probably out of my range, but you could go post closing or pre opening, like availability sometimes as well. And I'm like, that's what I need, as I need to get in there at 6 a.m. and dial it in, not like I don't need to be during the day, So, but I don't think we can afford it. But we're doing good. So, that was the first time I touched the sticks in the last 3 months. So
welcome
nothing's
back.
changed. Nothing's changed. It's still bad. It's still very bad. But we're good, and we are ready for Thanksgiving. I turn a certain age this week. It's not a bad age. It's just not a age that I can even remember. So I feel like that Blink 182 song now. Um, so yeah, we're here. Birthday week, Thanksgiving week, feast week if you're a college basketball fan, and a little bit of a Swoosh Life Podcast Black Friday week. So where do we want to start, gentlemen, with today's episode? I think Miss Nelly Korda might need to lead us off, because the number one golfer in the world on that side has been tearing it up, and also got a little notoriety out there with her own shoe. So how do we think, and how do we like the Nelly shoe? And who else has she been playing with out there too? Matt?
Well, because of the basketball guy, her playing with Caitlin Clark in the Pro Am, I think it's awesome that golf is golf. I thought was maybe on the decline. I thought maybe everybody was kind of like cooling off on golf, and all of a sudden here comes Caitlin Clark effect again, along with Nelly Korda. Everybody's making comments. LeBron James is making comments on Nelly's play. Nelly's got her own shoe. The media thing. I think it's another subtle example of like Nike golf marketing being back a little bit, because the buzz was all over the place about Nelly's shoe. And it was all very well timed, if you guys didn't notice. Like the shoe talk started like a couple days beforehand. Then, Caitlin's playing in the Pro Am, and it's really well done. Like there's no like spots, but it's like really well timed, which gives me more hope for the future. So what everybody was saying, like, oh, are they back? I got a feeling like they're back. Like the completion of that will be the product that everybody keeps talking about in 26 being amazing. what more could they do with a new team in place and all that stuff. So, yeah, Nike Golf's feeling good right now. So I guess I should talk a little bit more about like the Caitlin Nelly, but I'll let Keith take it away. Like, how do you feel like seeing all this stuff? Because especially for the ladies' game, I think it's really great.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great for the game. And it's great that you get to see this and they have like this kind of like off script kind of thing where they're playing it with each other, bringing in other athletes from different sports and teasing us and showing us, that these athletes can do multiple sports just like all of us can do too, you know. But with Caitlin and Nelly, it was cool to see Caitlin kind of drop a little hint on a little PE golf shoe maybe in the works with her a little bit that we could possibly see early next year. Who knows? We have no idea. She just hinted it in her video, so it was actually pretty cool to get that collab. And then with them, like Nelly giving her own PE to Caitlin was pretty cool, and she was rocking them. It just shows that that golf can grow in different ways by bringing in different athletes from different sports. And I think golf and Nike Golf is doing a great job of doing that. Kind of like what we got with the JT drop shoe this year, bringing musicians in from the game of golf. Oh, Gumby's pointing those out right up
Ah,
top in his top
new
shelf right
setup.
now. If anybody's, yeah.
New setup over here where the shoes are in the office now. So um,
So
can
I think it's all good. I think it's all good. I know we're probably going to get into we're going to drop a score on Nelly's shoe as it is, as Gumby pulls it up right now. So Gumby, take it away. How do you feel? How do you like this shoe design? Any thoughts on her and Caitlin together as well?
yeah, I think it was awesome seeing them together playing. I think you know the script and it was so funny to see her like describe like what she's wearing out there. Kaylin was that was just quite hilarious. We're like maybe we got to stick we need Keith out there helping her out with describing everything and doing her scripting. So, but these are awesome. They're so fun. It's really fun to see Nelly show this like side of her a little bit. I think in the women's game you get a little bit less of the interaction of their personality sometimes because they just don't get the full like view into who everyone is, right? You don't have a um, Netflix doc on the women's game. You only have it on the men's game. And so to kind of get her personality coming out a little bit in this, she did a video with Grant Horvat around the same time that this dropped as well on YouTube, and then she's obviously been in some of the TaylorMade stuff. But I think but now we get to see it from the Nike perspective. I think was huge and awesome for her and her brand moving forward in the space. And then attaching her with probably the number one female athlete in the world right now, and Caitlin Clark is always a strong thing as well. So um, these are pretty awesome though. Colors right up my alley. These give peach vibes. These would have been a great shoe for like Augusta, I feel like too, kind of thing. So some really fun stuff. Someone said that it looks like they stepped in Play-Doh on the bottom of them, but I kind of dig it. I think it's cool. And you get the little extra pop with the teal swoosh on the bottom, and the charms I think just go hard. Such a little fun detail to add in, and then you get the Nelly on the inside of the foot. So my ranking's pretty strong with these. I think there's some cool like could have been something done more on the heel and some other stuff, but um, I think out of our normal five, I'm going with like a 4-1 on these. I think they're really strong, really fun, and a nice unique colorway that we haven't really seen and can go with a lot of things and be a really cool spot. You get the charms with the tennis for her dad, the smiley face, the cup of coffee or latte, some other stuff, and then the check. I just think it's a really fun piece, to see out there. So how do you guys score them?
I think, Matt, have you had a pair of these at home? Not the Nelly ones, but the Nike Free shoes. I know you sent me a pair that you've gotten for me at one of the outlets, and I've worn these, and they're really nice. And I've worn them on the course as well, and they're very comfortable. I've walked 18 holes in these, and just like we've even seen with Nelly's hair, it's a great color combination. The the overlapping swoosh on the outsole on both sides is just an awesome touch. I love that. The charms for her are great. Um, Gumby, I'm with you. I love the bottom, how it looks like a kind of like a Play-Doh splat, all different colors splatted together. It's just something different. We don't see usually we get a solid bottom sole there. So overall, I'm probably gonna go up a little bit higher because I really do dig these. Probably a 4.5 for me with these from Nelly. And Matt, sorry to cut you off, but have you worn these before, or do you have a pair of the Freeze?
No, I've gotten a couple pairs at the outlets for my friends and
Yeah,
family that I found,
yeah.
and
Because you grabbed a pair for me, so I appreciate that. So
that's
I do
right.
wear them.
Yeah. They've had some really great colorways of this one. In fact, I might be teasing one of the colorways as my pick from the Black Friday ad. But I think when we saw that there was going to be a free shoe coming out this year, a lot of us were excited because like it felt like there's going to be a successor to the TW series because we all love the
Mhm.
TW 13 and the 14 and the 15 was barely out there. So we all saw Tommy wearing the Tigers and we're like, "Oh, might be Tommy Fleetwood's shoe." And then we find out that it's Nelly. She had the PGA Championship version. Remember the Go Fast version that we all wanted
Yeah,
to come out and never came
that was
out.
Yep.
great.
So it's exciting that we finally get like a special edition of this shoe. I think it got lost in the mix because then Fleetwood started wearing Scotty's shoe for most of the year. So we really fell into the Victory Pro Victory Tour. I still like the Infinity, so I just never got a chance to like pick up a pair of these and put it in the rotation. So I am excited about these. I did pick it up. These are coming on the way. So this will be my free shoe, but yeah, I'm at like a 4.27 on these. Really like them. I agree with you, Gumby. Like maybe a little bit on the inner portion of the shoe could have been done more. The charms are really well done. The little Pandora action. I wonder how they're gonna hold up if you if you're walking or swinging. I wonder if they're detachable. I probably should read. It looks like there's a clasp there.
Yeah,
Looks
there's a
like you can
class. Yeah,
detach it.
yeah.
So that's my score on that one. So I to almost transition out of this segment. I want to ask you guys one last question is, her playing with Caitlin Clark, and we know Caitlin Clark's signature shoe is coming out next year. Would you, and we got a LeBron James golfing, all these basketball types, and I really enjoy it because it makes me remember when, like, oh, Bing Crosby was a big golfer. When the Rat Pack was golfing, there was that crossover between them, Jack, and Arnold. And then when Tiger was in his heyday, like, there was this crossover because you'd see him golfing with Jordan and Barkley and these big names. So like I like the crossover, but my question is, would you like to see Caitlin Clark with a signature shoe and then her signature shoe becomes a golf version? Or would you rather see her wearing maybe a version of Nelly's shoe with her logo and her colors that becomes available, like where it's still the golf? Would you rather see a Caitlin Clark shoe as the poster falls down behind me, or would
Yeah.
you rather
Like they're trying to
see?
keep a straight face, and they're just if you're watching on YouTube, guys, you just saw the poster fall behind Matt from the Ryder Cup, and it was quite funny.
I'm still working on the indoor studio, everybody. I'm done freezing in the garage. I can't do it.
I think to answer your question, Matt, I think that Caitlin's shoe. We haven't seen like a basketball shoe come into the golf world yet, other than the Jordans, right? So I don't think that's gonna happen. That I'd more like to see like a Nelly PE in the sorry, a Caitlin PE in the Nelly shoe, because I think that would be like, oh, okay, like we've gotten this like PE, right? Like for in a golf shoe, right? And I think you could do the same thing with like just next year you could do like a LeBron PE in whatever he's playing in. I forget what he's playing in. I think he's playing in
He's
I
been
don't
doing
know
the
who
Air
he's
Max One a
playing in.
lot, and my
Yeah, okay.
buddy kind of those
Right.
ACG colors with the purple and stuff. My
Yeah.
buddy Iran's been playing in those,
So I
and
think
they look
like
good.
something like that, but then I think that begs the question of like what signature basketball shoe out there would best go into a golf shoe. I knew that I saw Cousteau do something on the book one today. I like the book one a lot. I think the book two is going to look good as well. I think it's just like a simple shoe, which I think the way that they do the colorways for that and the stylings to make it look like something else, I think is quite cool. And so it'd be quite fun to do that. I'm not the biggest like wearer of basketball shoes, so Matt, you might have to check me on this on what basketball shoe would be best for your foot for a golf shoe. but I think obviously a Kobe too. There's so many retros of the Kobe's now, and so many like basketball schools getting Kobe's. Um, that could be really strong just because of the low profile for it. But I think that would be more of what I would want to see is like the basketball shoe come in based off of a current than something new. Keith's thoughts?
No, I think it would be awesome to see, like I said, when we were talking about Caitlin and Nelly and stuff in the game of golf, bringing in, celebrity athletes from other sports and stuff. It would be awesome to see each one reach out to maybe some in the NHL, MLB, NFL, and then of course with LeBron and all the different types of basketball shoes. Matt, you would be the best one to try to pick out any of the basketball shoes in our Nike lineup to try to transform. I know you've done videos on maybe switching some over one of these days and making it a golf shoe, which would be awesome. I would love to see that. I would love to do that, just to have the creativity of just swapping them out the bottoms, which would be awesome. Other than that, I would love to see some of our, me being the hockey guy in the pod, just to see some of our Nike or like Ovechkin. He's a Nike athlete. Something maybe down the lines. He's going to be retiring after this year, supposedly. It'd be cool to see. And he's picked up a golf club every now and then. There's this video out there that
Yeah,
he
that
got a hole one on his first time playing. Come on, is
I
that
mean that we're
true?
seeing
I
it
have
now with
no idea.
Nadal. We're seeing it now with
Yeah,
Nadal and Alvarez. Alvarez imitating Rory. Like you're seeing a lot of the crossover from these bigger sports, but again, like as we've kind of talked, golf is turning into tennis right now, where it's only about the majors, and so those the same, or is like tennis viewed the same as like a basketball player or a football player or a hockey player? Like where does it kind of like stack up globally? Much different. United States, much different, right? So like that's a hard thing that we have to like also consider here on how they view who gets what, everything like that. Matt?
Man, as far as like what basketball shoe that we could probably turn into a golf shoe like currently, I don't think there is one, guys. I think recently,
Yeah.
like just overall, like basketball shoes for a long time have not been the thing that people want to wear casually off the court. Um, which shout out to Dre the Shoe God, fellow Chicagoan here. He's kind of big on Instagram. People are like, he kind of fights the good fight like I do, like make basketball shoes cool off the court again. And people are like, you should only wear them to play basketball. I go, well, you don't only wear running shoes to run. You wear them casually, but nowadays everybody's kind of transitioning from the retro and the stylish shoe to the comfort shoe. The Vomero. That's
yeah,
another shoe
right.
right now that's just kicking butt. And there's this greater conversation, and this I should have put this in the show topics, and maybe we could talk about it now. But like complex sneakers, there's this big thing right now in the sneaker community about all the top 10 shoes that they named for the year, or the shoe of the year contenders, were all retros. And there's this conversation of like, well, people only buy retros, so therefore just sales wise, is that the only shoe of the year contenders that we should have, or should we be considering some more new ones, right? Like if a lot of people are wearing a certain running shoe, casual shoe, like if the Vomero, was the DJ Khaled was holding it up and saying like, I think he was at one of the maybe it was Complex Con saying like these things are amazing. These are like walking on water or whatever, or air. So that's a great conversation. I think if you guys want to just do a real quick opinion on it, I still think in that sense, to transition a little bit, I always felt like there should be two categories for shoe of the year. There should be a retro shoe of the year, and there should be a brand new silhouette of the year, right? So like if people want to talk about the Vomero Premium, let's go for it, man. Or the Vomero Plus, if they want to name that. The Pegasus Premium. Like those are two like brand new silhouettes that people do like, people do post about, but nobody wants to say that that would be a shoe of the year contender. And in that sense, and to transition and close out the golf part of the argument, all basketball shoes have become low tops now. Everybody wants to be able to slip their shoes on, right? So a lot of these shoes have lost their identity. They're all kind of low top, meshy shoes. The book one had some identity. I agree with you, Gumby. I just don't think. there was this conversation today Jacques Slade had about like maybe the book one underperformed, and I go, well, Devin Booker reminds me a lot of like Zach LaVine sometimes. It's like there's this malaise about him. People don't get
Agreed.
passionate about Devin Booker. And he was on a Suns team that at one point had Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, and they underperformed the last few years. So it's hard to say, like, if they were, in the Western Conference Finals like an Anthony Edwards was, does his shoe sell more? Anyways, but back
I just
to
think that some of
sneaker
those
of the year
colorways
talk.
I think some of those colorways on the book one are fantastic. Like that's the thing is like they're just so like they're so unique that like I I, don't, I guess you get that in basketball shoes a lot more than you get like regular shoes as the colorways go way more over the top than just like a standard shoe. So I guess you're gonna because you can look at the A1 and say the same thing where they have like a ton of different like colorways for it, and I think that's what makes it like stand out. But I also like that silhouette a lot too, and I like what you can do with it. So it's just a you know different, just different in basketball. It feels like.
And one of the criticisms of the book one is that some of the best colorways were shout outs to originals, like they did an Air Max 95
Yes,
colorway with the gray and the
yeah,
neon and stuff like that. But it's hard because there, this is the other thing we've talked about. There's been so many great shoes for so many years. Like, how do you do something new, right? Like this is my argument with Nick all the time. Oh, well, they all look the same. Well, yeah, we've been designing like 25 basketball sneakers a year for the last 40 years. Of course, there's going to be like
Yeah.
crossover and bleed over. The question is, what are the nuances? But how do you guys feel about the shoe of the year type stuff? Should there be a retro shoe of the year and a new shoe of the year? Like, should we force people to look at new stuff, or should we be forced to celebrate new stuff, or should it have
yeah.
to earn its way in?
I think you definitely need to have like because every I think like Jock said it in his video too, and I guess we're giving a lot of props to Jock today, or non, I don't know what to call it, but he said like if if we just always rode the hot hand, we wouldn't get past the Jordan 11, right? You would have never seen a Jordan 12. It just would ain't your time, son, right? Like, and so you have to keep innovating and keep pushing forward. And so you're gonna always have those retros, but they're popular because for a reason, right? Like they're always just gonna be what people wanted. So you have to look at it in two different lenses that there is someone pushing forward and then re-hearkening back to nostalgia. So I agree with you, Matt. I think there should be two. Maybe we'll pick two on our wrap-up episode coming up next month.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys on having the two different shoe categories, but kind of like going back, but isn't it nice how we still have like a golf shoe and how we have how many different or how many different styles do we have? Just in the men's alone, we have, a couple cleated versions, we have soft bottom versions. It's cool to see that. Just kind of make my point back to you, Matt, about like what basketball shoe you would switch into a golf shoe. I could just, I guess I can piggyback on that as well and be like, I love that we have our own unique Nike golf shoes. Like our Nike golf shoes kind of don't look like basketball shoes, or some of them might tie into a basketball or a running shoe, but they're pretty unique. You know that's a golf shoe when you see it, if it's a cleated bottom or not. So that's my 2 cents. But I do agree on a two different category, the new innovation one and a retro. But I've been like, I just came back from Disney last week, and I wore these when we went to New York City, Matt. The Invincibles, the Olympic ones from back in the Summer Olympics. Those are a running shoe, but I love wearing them wherever. They're awesome. They're so comfortable. You can wear them wherever, whenever. It's just something. But
All right.
And little hint, yeah, maybe we'll see a spikeless running shoe next year in 2026. Wouldn't that be cool in golf? I wonder how.
That'd
And
be
again,
cool.
if they sell, then we'll see what the trend is. But kudos to
right.
Nike. Big catalog to pick from.
Okay, so we're here. It's Thanksgiving week. We're gonna not talk about our favorite dishes because that's overdone. Mine's stuffing, by the way. But we are going to talk about a little bit Black Friday. We're going to give you guys our top choices for an on-course and an off-course thing that you can buy on Nike.com for cheaper. Use the code BFriday for 25% off, and you can also use our promo code SLP saves 20 for 20% off at golftees.com. So make sure you go over to golftees.com, get your custom ball markers, your custom balls, your custom tees, anything you can imagine there at golftees.com. SLP saves 20 for 20% off. So go check that out. All right, Black Friday. What are our options? Nike has put a lot of stuff up for sale on Nike.com. You can compound some other savings with the B Friday savings. And if you're like me, maybe you get your birthday month off too. So a lot of compounding as well. I'm sure Matt has a Rakuten that he can go through as
Percent
well.
back on Rakuten if you go
See,
through
so there
Rakuten.
we go. We got it all. So Matt, I know you had one. I had a couple. Matt or Keith's got some stuff. So who wants to start on their favorite on course item right now that you can get on ndc.com?
I am going to go with, I know there's Pro 4 and Pegasus right now. And one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to double check and just make sure that there's stuff where there's sizes available. So we're recording this on Monday night. Hopefully by the time you guys hear this on Wednesday, this stuff is still. But my pick on the course is going to be that Nike Free in the black and blue specifically.
Oh,
I just checked.
yeah.
It gets down to $100. $100, you get it free. There's a lot of cool black colorways now, especially for fall golf. Some of us still have some warm weather. We've been getting one last round in, as we said. So that's my pick. Is the free shoe? It's down to $100 now with the code.
I have a couple things in my cart, but definitely on course, I love to try to get like every color of pant that comes out. So I have a couple colored pants in there right now in my shopping cart waiting to be purchased. So the pants and just to piggyback on that as well, a couple of the nice crew sweaters are on sale and additional 25% off as well. So those are my two top choices for on the course. Tell me what's your on course.
Well, everyone's got to keep their pants up. So mine is some belts right now. The web belt is on sale. I've got the white light gray one in my bag for I believe it's like 35% off. It's 55 down to 33. The white and the ash gray, the Nike G Flex belts. I love those belts. They are good for anything. And I were talking pre-show that they work like you can get the black and the gray and the and white ones kind of mix. This is the white and the ash gray mix. This will go great with white shorts in the summertime only. We don't wear white after Labor Day, and the light gray stuff. So they're wearing a lot of light gray shorts in the summertime when it gets hot, keep it cool. So it needs something like this. So that's in my shopping cart for on the course. All right, let's go back around. But I'm last because I don't have my second one. But let's off course. What are you rocking? What are we picking up here? Off the course that you can buy on ndc.com for with the code BFriday for an extra 25% off.
Off the course, I am going with the Nike Vomero 18 right now. Not every colorway is available, but there are certain colorways available in the Black Friday code. So they have like this really cool, like kind of like, let me see, the colorway is actually oatmeal, anthraquite, and volt. So I
Ooh.
think, yeah, and you know what volt means to us golfers here. So that we love when the volt's there. So that colorway's in there. A couple other great colorways. This is a great shoe. I haven't had a chance to try the premium or the plus yet. I've been rocking the 18 off course majority of the year. Absolute awesome shoe. Absolutely love it. And then there's this also an ashen slate diffused blue, kind of like that grayish blue, like the polo over my shoulder here. That one is just stupendous. I just absolutely love this shoe. So I'd highly recommend Vomero 18 as my off course pick.
So my off course pick, which is going to be one of my favorite Nike shoes of all time. If we go back to me coming on this podcast 4 years ago, they are also on sale with 25% off, is the Nike Shock R4 and the backup pair that I used to have in college, the Nike Shock TL with the shocks all the way down the foot. But I've had those before and they are so comfortable. Um, but for the R4s, I've always wanted the black, silver, and red shock pair. I've never got those ones. I always had the original. I still have the originals upstairs and the second edition ones as well. So um, I will definitely try to score a pair of the black shocks, the R4s. And then I'm still trying to decide. There's a good amount of TLs that came out about a month or two ago, all different colorways, and I'm just like, I'm almost sold like on there's this like a foresty green, um, olive TL color. It's just I think I might go that route just to switch up my colorways a little bit. But that's my off course, but I can kind of wear them driving the car too on the course. Gumby, what are you gonna
All
go
right.
for?
I'll round it out with the shoes. I have two pairs of these. I have one up in the closet already, and I'm locking one every day right now. It's the Nike Pegasus Easy Ons, and they are so dang comfy. They are slip-ins. You don't have to like do anything. You can strap it down with a little bit of a Velcro tie on. It reminds me a little bit of like a boa situation. But I got the all whites in I literally have one stocked already, and they're on sale for a good 39% off right now with the B Friday. So it's a shoe under $100, under $90 with a couple different colorways. So I might have to pick up another colorway there. They just released a blue one, like that blue that Keith loves so much. That matches pretty much your swoosh on your shirt right now, Matt. If you're watching on YouTube, but those are not. It says C price and bag, so they technically are on sale, but they are the 145. So, but I cannot speak better about these things. They are so comfy. Just the Pegasus in general, obviously great, but these are the easy on for someone who like me who doesn't like tying shoes because I'm a child. So, turning 38 today that you listen to this. So that is our Black Friday moments, picks, whatever you want to call it. Again, reminder, up to 50% off select styles on Nike.com using the code B Friday. That is B as in boy, Friday as in next. You get that one? That was a good one. Use promo code SLP saves 20 for 20% off golftees.com. All right. We are into the next segment, which is our golf games, which means that everyone's going to turn it off now. All the Nike people are out. But thanks for listening. So, so I'm going to start here with how bad my golf game is. It was quite apparent when I went to the indoor place called Greenies. Shout out Greenies, by the way. Maybe they can sponsor the pod. Maybe we can have a live pod there if you guys ever come to Cuse. It would be sick. But pretty cool setup, brand new place, great. It's like golf. It's like Golf Zon, I think, is what their monitors they're using. So you've got two in the ceiling, one on either side of you, depending if you're lefty or righty, kind of staring you face on. So you get your face on swing, looked every recorded for every swing, which I can tell you is not pretty. But then you'll see it pop up on the screen like the face angle and attack. And I know where my problem is now, and there's nothing I can do to change it. Like I just can't fix it. So this winter, my goals are to get a lesson because I've never really had irons, but I've been able to play something of some sort to hit at least a 6 iron, 150 yards or 160 yards, so that you could like feel like you could go for the green and be like from that distance in. This year, I was hitting like a three hybrid from 140 and not even making it there. It felt like it would just, yeah, no, it. I don't want to talk about it. So, and I could still score because I'm a magician with a freaking wedge in my hand. But like this was crazy. Like I don't know what happened this year at all to my game. I don't know why I can't close a damn face on a club. But that is what I need to figure out and get in the quote unquote gym to do. Um, I've always been a sweeper. I don't know if I'm going to get more to steep in attack. I don't think that's going to help me, to be quite honest. So it's just more of how do I sync up my body, sync up my hands. I have good hands. We got to get that face closed because you're just losing so much difference, like distance, just cutting across it. Like I'm literally feel like I'm hitting the ball with the heel, and I don't even know how it's going straight because it is, but it's going nowhere. Like so, um, those are my goals. Not sure when I'm going to start back up. Golf was not fun towards the end. It felt more like a chore to go out and do instead of a fun activity. So um, I feel that way a little bit after 2 hours Saturday, but we'll get back to it. Let's take the holidays and then come see me in January, see where I'm at. So, um, Matt, where do you need to go?
So one of the things like taking an assessment of my game is I won my buddy's trip, so that's all that matters, and I'm perfect, and I don't need to do anything because I destroyed all those dudes. But being the best of the worst means nothing. I'm just kidding. I honestly like my game doesn't travel. Like I feel like I go to the same like 5 or 6 courses and I play really well, and then when I go to like a newer course or a nicer course, it never translates. And then finally, actually, I got to play Medina number 3. Got to play the redesigned Medina with my buddy. And my buddy, shout out to CJ. He's been the club champ there, and every time I play Medina, there's 3 courses. I wet the bed in front of him. Like the first time we ever played together, I don't know if like I was just trying to like impress him or whatever. I was amazing. Like I played out of my mind, and he's like, he reminds me every time. He's like, I don't know what happened to you. Like you almost drove the green the first time we played each other on with each other on number 2. And I go, yeah, I got old. That was 20 years ago when we first played together. But I finally put a good round together. And Gumby, one of the things, funny enough, is that I've accepted that I am a sweeper also. I've stopped trying to like take a monster divot and compress the ball, and that's where like all these problems start with me. Uh, but yeah, I found a couple things. Joe Mayo, for those of you that don't follow Joe Mayo on Instagram, he is a short game wizard. Supposedly, I think he's the guy that fixed Hovland. My brother put me
Yeah.
onto him. He has some theories about the golf short game that actually are just really resonating with me. So that I think the thing for me to get to a better course and play well is actually something that I thought I was great at, and it's putting. I've tried not to be like over, and I might be stealing Keith's because you mentioned it, Keith, but man, I don't get super technical with my putting. I've always been feel, and because I go to my buddy's trip every year and I putt out of my mind. Like I go to my gamer and I putt amazing, like 10, 12 feet. I'm good. Like it's going in. And my
Yeah.
buddies just shake their head and they're like, I don't know what it is about maybe because I'm on vacation and I'm not trying to like cram it in like to a weekend. Like, especially when you got 2 kids now, like Gumby, like maybe that's a little bit of
Mhm.
stress. Like, you're taking 4 or 5 hours away from your day. So I just really want to lock in my putting. And the other thing I just want to lock in is like my longer irons. Like I got distance back this year in my longer irons, but I cannot hit greens. I just got to be a little bit closer. I can't be as far off as I am because I know the tour pros don't hit the green every time, and I'm not expecting to be within 5 feet of the pin, but I also can't be 20 feet away from the green either. Forcing myself to lob it every time. It's just too much pressure on my game. So that's it. Long irons and putting, man. Long irons and putting. Keith, how about you?
Yeah, I kind of mentioned it a little bit. It's always been kind of like a struggle of mine is putting, and that's that's the name of the game. Once you're on the green, you gotta either make the putt or put it close for that, 2 foot tap in putt. But it's more, I'm not a bad putter, and it's like I burn a lot of edges, and I don't know if it's my aiming that's a little bit off, but I feel like it's my routine stepping up to the putt. I just need to come up with like a better routine, and the biggest thing is my takeaway. I'm pretty good with taking away, my club, my longer clubs, my irons, my driver, my wedges, everything like that. But I am just very shaky and hesitant. If you see me live in person, you see I kind of like stutter a little bit and I'll move the putter back and forth and then I'll finally pull the trigger, or I'll even like stop and step away and reset myself too. Um,
Yeah,
but
I've seen
it's
it.
it's it's more Gumby's can testify to this. He's seen it. Like I'm not bad. I do cut across the ball a lot when I putt. Like I'll go outside in and cut across, which I videotape myself. I have the mirror practicing thing where you look down at the mirror, and that helps. That's gonna be my repetition this winter. It's just to throw that down next to my work area over here and just have the putter right here next to me, which I do have right behind me, as always. It's always right next to me because I'm always talking to the method, and I'm always talking to the GT over here. So I go mallet blade. So I'm just having conversations with them, and then sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. That's why they go on timeout, and the other one comes back in. So
It
um,
was it. it was funny this year. I putted really well at the end of the year, and I think we talked about it on the podcast. Once I changed my grip back, like I had switched grips early in the year, went to that Masters Golf Pride, and then and I was burning everything. Like it was infuriating. And then I paid the extra money to find that method grip, put that on, and it was literally like Harry Potter with the freaking like the Elder Wand back in his hand. It was like I felt like prime Tiger. So it was. I don't know. It's. I think it's also a confidence thing. I think if you feel like more comfortable with everything, which is why I just continue to like stick with a gamer instead of changing it up because I just feel like if I bench that thing, he ain't ever getting hot again. He's just gonna pout on the bench and be like, "Nope, you benched me. Fuck that. I'm transferring. Get in the
Yeah.
portal, NIL."
While we're on putting, I still want somebody to explain to me how is it possible that we can all casually knock the ball in with one hand from 4 to 5 feet
Oh,
away. Every golfer can do
beautifully,
this.
right? Yeah.
But then when you got to line it up and set up, like it's always you're gonna miss it. Like I don't get it myself, but yeah, maybe somebody will be able to explain it someday. So
Yes,
that's that.
everybody send us tips for two putting people, and then Gumby, we need everything
I'm
for
too
you,
far
right?
gone. I'm too far gone. Yeah. So
A little
we'll get
behind the
there.
scenes, guys, for those of you that are listening. I'm always the one that says, let's not talk about our golf game, right? Because Gummy's always like, well, come on, let's talk about our golf game, let people in on what's going on with the guys. And I'm just like, I don't think people come here for that. But that was a clean segment. If we could keep it that clean every time, I think that's the way because unfortunately, when it becomes like a therapy session, like the post round therapy session with the
Yeah,
guys in the parking
yeah,
lot, I'm like,
yeah.
I do that with my buddies. I don't think I need it. I don't think I need to listen
No,
to it. Yeah, but
no,
you
you
guys let
don't.
us
Yeah,
know.
you're right.
You
You
let
guys
us
let us. I
know.
thought that
Right?
was a clean
Exactly.
segment. That was
We're
Let
good.
us
taking
know
that.
if you
We're
skip
all
over this
open.
part or not.
Yeah, we're all open for things. So, all right, we're gonna wrap this up with a little housekeeping of our Nike dudes for this year. So, Rory won his seventh DP World Championship. Correct me if I'm wrong if I said that right.
Sound
So that
right?
was pretty awesome. Well, congratulations, Rory, on that. Great seeing them holding up sevens on the course. And then a fun little stat that came out today was that as a wrap of last week's tournament, that Scotty Scheffler, for the first time since 2000, Tiger Woods was the leader in scoring average for rounds one, two, three, and four of all tournaments this year. So that's pretty dang good as well. So our boys had quite a year between Scotty and Rory. Congratulations to them. Just pretty cool
A
to
lot of
talk about.
a lot of W's between both those guys right there, number one and number two. So
And
let's keep it going for 26.
let's not forget
Oh,
Tommy breaking
oh,
through and Nelly and others. Just a great year for the swoosh. We'll have more of that in our next episode coming up around the holidays and around our to be our year end wrap up. So we'll talk all of the fun stuff that we had going on this year on the podcast, our favorite Nike campaigns, our favorite Nike shoes, our favorite Nike moment. We'll have all of it on the next episode. Any last thoughts before we sign off here, boys? It's been a fun one. I am going to ask you your favorite Thanksgiving dish, other than Matt, because it's probably just going to be like a brisket that he cooks for a quick lunch, you know. So, but
gee.
I just, no, I'm curious. We do a seafood stuffing, I should say. We do a seafood with some lobsters, some clams. My grandmother came up a couple weeks ago. She made it. We froze it. I'm excited for that. So that's my favorite Thanksgiving dish. I got to hear yours quick before we go.
Uh, my favorite is one of my wife's uncles makes it. He brings it over ready to go every time. I can't remember the name of it, but he mixes bacon crumbles with green beans, and it's the best thing. And it's just all it's like almost like a stir fry kind of thing, and it's one of the best sides ever for Thanksgiving. It's amazing.
Very
Throw a
nice.
little butter on there, melt the butter on it. Whew, good to go.
I love it.
Yeah, I cook Thanksgiving dinner for everybody. Except my dad. My wife loves my dad's green bean casserole, simple green bean casserole. It's like with the French's onions on the top and
Yep.
cream
Gotta have
mushroom.
them.
Can't beat it. But my personal favorite actually is also, I gotta say, the mashed potatoes. I make it myself. Stick of
Ooh,
butter,
Nice.
make it rocks. It's like just make
there
it
you
happen.
go. Yep.
Exactly. Now it is my fault, everyone. We did want to like go through the categories for next week, but
But yeah.
I mean, we could just. I mean, you were
We'll
gonna
put it out
say.
on Instagram though. We'll put it out on Instagram on
Well,
the
no, but I want
categories.
you guys to decide the categories, right? Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I think we should all pick some categories. And we're gonna stay online afterwards after this recording, anyways. So, but well, just because okay, this is my question, real quick. I'm gonna circle it back. Gumby, give us your favorite thing, but it's like what I want to ask is like, do we do Oh gosh, it's like shoe of the year, right? Like, do we do just shoe of the year, like the whole, like the all colorways considered, like which shoe did the best, or do we pick one colorway, like when we say shoe of the year? Like, is it the Scotty shoe, or is it specifically the Scotty shoe from the
Right.
Masters?
Right.
I think it's got to be the
Two.
whole like
You-
lexicon though. Like you have to be like if we wanted to do the research, we want to go back to the numbers. We would technically know what we ranked the top shoe, which one got a 4.9, which one got a
No.
5, like stuff like that. So we could go back and have that debate again with our each. I ain't gonna do the research right now. Like
Ain't
I
nobody
got
got
a
time for
2-month-old
that.
up there. I got a 2-month-old up there. So, but I think that there's we can just put it out there on what we felt was maybe the best like shoe. Let's do colorway and then shoe total. How about that? Does that kind of balance it?
Yeah, it does a little bit because like that. Then I have like the because what I want to do is before we get to the episode, I want to put up on Instagram and the stories like the actual
Polls.
poll, because then
Yes.
it's like, oh, okay, so like when you say pack, like we should have packs, but then individual shoes from the pack, right? Like because we
You
might
know
think
what?
we might think the
I think
Masters had
worlds
the
are our
best
oyster for
pack,
that
right?
that
I
thing. Yeah,
know.
I think the packs are big. I mean, it's end of the year awards, right? Like that's what we're gonna pretty much do. So you got pack of the year, you got silhouette of the year, you got colorway of the year. How about that? You like
Mm,
that?
I like
We
it.
liking that? All right.
All right, and then
And we'll
we
get
each
into
got to
moment of the
nominate one.
year, and we'll pick our athlete of the year. How about that as well?
Oh, that's
So
gonna
it's
be
the
Rory
postseason
or Scotty's gonna
awards
be tough.
or year-end postseason Swoosh Life Awards. Maybe we'll make the Swoosh Life Awards a thing. Maybe
All
we'll
right.
send off a little trophy to all of our friends.
See, extra three
Probably
minutes. You
not,
wrapped it
but
all up. There we go. Good.
all right. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Swoosh Life Podcast. You can stay up to date on all things Swoosh Life, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube if you're watching this there. And lastly, one more time, use promo SLP saves 20 for 20% off at golftees.com. Great partner for us. Awesome stuff over there. So go get that up until Black Friday, too. So at Black Friday, that deal ends. So make sure you go right now and get it. But other than that, for the Swoosh Life Podcast, it's been Matt, Keith, Gumby. See you in the next one. Bye. If you enjoyed today's episode, go follow us at the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram, where we have a lot more content. Watch us on YouTube at the Swoosh Life Podcast. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and make sure you keep listening to us on all the places that you can find your podcast: Apple, Spotify, and more. We'll see you in the next one. This has been the Swoosh Life Podcast.
Check the silver stripes, yeah, that's what I like, yeah, that's what we like, yeah.